A very good evening to you. I thought we start straight on the mat. So, I am so looking forward to play with these beads. I really want to do sort of like a flower shape with them. Using right angle weave again, I think we will. Just sort of sew 3 beads together at a time. And then we're going to go in a circle and we see what sort of shape we can make up. And if we can do like a few of those, then we could always sew it together as a nice, sort of a nice little front piece of a necklace. So we're going to get just started. And I'm just going to grab some thread and needle. And there we go. Which color shall we do with? If we're gonna do sort of a flower shape one, I think we ought to go with maybe with purple. Let's go with purple. Good evening, Kim. Nice to see you here. Kim is saying seed beads are my favorite, so versatile. Absolutely. How about like after the seed beads? Because seed beads, like, I kind of don't count seed beads as favorite beads because they are so essential. They're like they the sort of the bone of everything. And with seed beads, you just like you that's like given. Like seed beads are there. So we are. What other beads do you like to use? Do you like to use, anything? I'm going to use this color. This one or this one? I think this one. Any larger beads, really. Good evening, Isla. I hope you are okay, lovey. Right, so I'm just going to thread my needle. I'm going to go straight into it because we're going out for dinner right after this live. So I really want to get as much as we can because I got 2 or 3 different ideas. But any ideas you have for these beautiful pearls, please do let me know in the chat and then we can try it. Anything you've been up to, and if you would like to share a picture, please send it to me so I can bring it in and show it to everybody else. Good evening. Lucy's here as well. I said happy dirty lovely day. Thank you very much. I have had a really nice day so far. I had some friends over for lunch. We just had a little sort of celebration out on the veranda. It was really nice and chill. I did have a couple of glasses of wine, so the needle might not be going that straight right now, but we'll be all right. Kim is saying gemstone chips and vegetable pearls. I love gemstone chips. I think gemstone chips are so underused, and I love freshwater pearls as well. Let's just get this out of the way. So I just added 3 of these beautiful shaped pearls onto my thread, and I'm going to go through all 3 of them one more time to really form a nice little need. They might actually, you might need a seed bead in between, because the way how they're sitting together, they are not, they're quite, the thread is showing, but and never mind, we're gonna carry on and we see how we get on. So I'm gonna go into the first couple again, so I'm completely away from my tail, and I'm gonna pick up another 2. I'm going to zoom in a bit more. Good evening, Celia. Been doing light up beaded beads. Ooh, I really want to see that. Send pictures. Cool. She will send us pictures. I'm going to pick up another 2. As I'm coming out of this one here, I'm going to come through that bead. I'm coming out at the bottom. I'm going to come through from the top one more time. And then I'm going to move along 2 to get to the position to add further beads. So 1, 2, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick up another 2. 1, 2. Again, I'm coming out of the top this time, so I'm going to go ahead. This pearl is just rolling away from me too. As I'm coming out of the top, I'm going to come from the bottom and go through that pearl again. And this time I just need to go to the next one, and again I'm going to pick up 2. 1, 2. I'm coming out at the bottom, so I'm going to come from the top. I want to have 6 pearls in the middle, and I'm going to move along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 again. Lizzie posted the link with the beads I'm using right now. And I'm going to pick up another 2. Good evening, Tracy. Says happy birthday. Thank you so much. I have enjoyed today very much. Picking up another 2. I'm coming out at the top, so I'm going to come from the bottom and go through this pearl again. Pull this up nice and tight. And now just tighten up the one before. Which one is the tail one? There we go. And then tighten up this one as well. So I'm going to go along. One bead. Come out till so. I just pull this back just for 1 sec. And I want to pull, see, I got a very big thread gap there. So I'm going to pull on my thread to tighten up this first. There we go. And then I'm going to tighten up my last little loop as well. So I've got nice and even threads. Now I'm going to go through the next bead here. Obviously we'll be around again. And then we'll tighten up even more. And I'm just going to pick up 1 for the very last bead. And I'm going to take the tail out of the way. I'm going to come down from where the tail is to add this very last bead in. And then I'm going to go back out from here. So I added the last thread path as well. Right, let's have a look. Let me just cut this off from there. And I'm going to pull it through because I actually linked the tail in there. So let's have a look. I quite like the shape it made. I think it looks really good. However, I do think we need seed beads in between because we can see the thread paths too much, and I don't generally like to see the thread paths. I can imagine this having, I don't know, size 11 or size 8 we're going to put in between. But I can imagine, oh, little crystals. You could put crystals in between as well. Ooh, that would look really good. I can imagine this as either as a pendant or making maybe 3 or 5 of these and link them together and then have as a front piece of a necklace. So I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna rethread my thread and we're gonna make the same shape, but this time I'm gonna add some seed beads between. So what do you think? Shall we add size 11 or size 8 seed beads? Or perhaps 3mm crystals we could add as well. What do you think we should add? Let me know in the chat. Size 11, size 8, or perhaps crystals. Crystal rondelles would look nice as well. But then I think the larger beads we add, the bigger gap we're going to create in between the pearls headers sitting together. Good evening, Ruth. Ruth is here. I hope you're doing well. Kim saying, I have just sent a Kitti a picture of a gemstone chip bracelet I made late this afternoon. Ooh, let's have a look. So let me just open up Messenger here and grab that picture while letting me know if you want me to try size 11, size 8, or can I just move this out? No. There we go. I have to save it first before I can grab it out and show it to you. So there we go. So Brenda, she made this bracelet this afternoon, so I'm gonna bring this in. That looks really, really good, Brenda. Well done. I love it. I really love it. And I love the colors you used. I love how the green chips go against those sort of creamy nudie crystals and seed beads. That looks amazing. Very, very good. Right, and I can see the Celia sent me a picture as well of her light up beads. I am gonna have to, 1 sec, just save all these and then I can bring it in to show it to you. There we go. 2. These looks amazing. How do you use these? Let me just bring this in. Just going to bring the picture in. Just thinking about it. There we go. How do you, or where do you use this? Do you use this as a pendant? you have to let us know. Hold on, let me just close this one out behind it. Do you use this as a pendant, or is this a decoration to go somewhere? Do let us know. I think it looks amazing. Let me just bring another one in. So that was one what Celia was making, and then bringing in the second pictures. That looks really good as well. I like sort of like a hugs and kisses sort of pattern going around there. I love it. I really do love it. It looks amazing. But I want to know, where are you using these? I think they just look, I like this one. This one's like crackle bead, and the light actually comes through the bead as well. That looks really, really good. Well done. Really, really well done. I love it. But I want to know, where are you going to using these? Kiwi saying gorgeous Brenda for the bracelet. Micro crystals in between. I'll go and grab some of those then. Brenda is saying that is lovely, Celia. Size 11 or micro crystals. Good evening, Debbie. Is here crystals on the outside and seed beads in the middle. We could do that as well. I think that would look good as well. But we also could use seed beads, and then we could add maybe larger crystals in here. I think that would look good as well. We could try a couple of things. We got so much time that we could, these beads, reverse crystals, absolutely. Right, okay. Decoration, Celia saying she's going to use decoration. I think they look really good. I think they would look really good, like, you know, when bedroom, like Lucy's got lights up sort of above her bed. I think that would look, something like that would look really good there. So I'm going to go and grab some micro crystals, and then we're going to try it. Let's try it with the micro crystals, and then we'll try it with the seed beads as well. Just 1 second. No. I think it might be in the bag, Victoria. Victoria's looking for the ketchup. Right, I got a little box of these micro crystals I grabbed the other day. So we want something purplish for here. Let me just have a look what color would suit the best. They're not good. These ones, let's have a look at this one. This one might be nice. This one is color 70. Or this one, color 34. I think that one. I love that color, that rainbow color. Let's use that one. So I'm gonna grab one of these strands, and we're gonna remake. We're gonna remake another little flower, but this time we're gonna add the micro crystals in between. So thread, needle, and then we will be ready to go. What have you been creating with these micro crystals? I really would like to know. I'm dying to do more projects with this as well. These beautiful little crystals. I love them so much because the hole on them is such a great size that they are good for a lot of things. So this time we're gonna pick up one pearl. I just need a few more pearlies. Just take them off the strand. I'm gonna pick up one pearl, one crystal, one pearl, one crystal, another pearl, and finally a crystal. So 3 pearls and 3 crystals. I'm going to take these down, and I'm going to go through all of them again to form a nice base. Equally, we could knot the tail end and working thread together, but I don't necessarily like to do that because then the knot could go into either the microcrystal or the pearl. Although pearl has got quite a large hole, so I don't think we would have a problem with the pearl. But you can see already, because we added the crystal in there, you can't really see the thread path that much, which I really, really love. So I'm going to come through the first 2 pearl, and I'm just going to stop here. So I'm a furthest away from my tail end there. I'm going to pick up one microcrystal, one pearl, one microcrystal, one pearl, and another microcrystal. And I'm going to come through, as I'm coming out of this pearl, I'm going to come through from the other side and pull this up nice and tight. So I need to go along. So I'm going to come to the microcrystal and the pearl, and I'm going to pick up one microcrystal, one pearl, one microcrystal, one pearl, one microcrystal. I'm exiting at the bottom of that pearl, so I'm going to come from the top, pull this up nice and tight. Then I'm going to come through, this pearl, so I'm going to go through the microcrystal, pearl, the next this is looking so much better already. I love it. Microcrystal and the pearl, and I'm going to repeat it. So microcrystal, pearl, microcrystal, pearl, microcrystal, and as I'm exiting at the top of that pearl, I'm going to come from the bottom. These sort of oval and rice pearls are the perfect ones to do anything like this. You could do it with I guess they would look really nice, and I'm really trying. I think we have got some teardrop pearls coming up, so you could try the same pattern with teardrops as well, but you kind of have to pay attention like how the teardrops are being picked up. Again, microcrystal. So let me know what fabulous makes have you been making with these microcrystals. I love them. I really do love them, and I wish like and I'm sure they will do more colors in them, because they're just really nice. I'm exiting at the bottom of that pearl, so I'm going to come from the top. And actually, what's going to be quite good about this, that we can run around in the middle in the microcrystals at the end, like tightening the circle up. So I'm going to want to get to the other side again. I'm just let the tail go now. Microcrystal and the pearl. There we go. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna pick up one microcrystal, and I'm gonna go out in this one on the other side, like binding those together. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick up one microcrystal, one pearl, one microcrystal. So this is about just over an inch size. And I'm going to go down on that, so completing the pattern. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run around in these microcrystals to pulling them completely together in the middle, creating a thread path in between them. I don't want to pull it too tight because I don't want my shape to buckle. I just want to have a thread path in between them to bind them together. And going up to the last two. If this would be nice as a middle of a bracelet too. And through that one, I'm just going to pull it a little bit, not too much, and I'm going to go out on these pearls. Of course, we could continue this and just do sort of another flower shape here and here without any breaks, or we could add some other beads in between so we get to keep and see the shape as well. Either or, I think it would look really good. If we added another flower shape on the top of this, we could just carry on doing them. That would look really good as well. Or if you see the middle, the 6 microcrystals here in the middle. That's our middle of the flower. So if you imagine this here, this could be the another middle of a flower, but then the sort of there would not be no distinction in between them. So I think we ought to add something different or make the components separately and then add them together. Well, there's so many different ways you could do. Evening Mina is here. Kim is saying, I've made loads of the bracelets with the microcrystals. The girls at work love them. Oh, bless. Brenda is saying, could you add another crystal to the two, making it a peacock? Yeah, absolutely good. And in it would sit sort of out a little bit. But I think if you add another crystal in, what will happen, it will push and it will buckle our flower shape. At the moment, it's really nice and flat. So I think it's better to leave it really nice and flat. I'm thinking if I don't want to have, maybe I could have this just as a side of another flower and straight go into another one. Let me just get my thread around this microcrystal and this here. And then let me just start another one there, because I think I got an in-between idea where they're just only joined by one pearl and not joined by two. So if we are here and we pick up, I'm going to need more microcrystals as well. Let's take a few more of the strand. So if we pick up a microcrystal, a pearl, a microcrystal, pearl, microcrystal, and we come through this pearl, we are coming through as like we are starting our next flower, but the middle of this flower wouldn't be here. If you make the middle here, then it will be, I think they will be just joined by that one pearl. I think it's going to look good. So I need to get myself through the next microcrystal and pearl around, and then pick up the same again. So microcrystal, pearl, microcrystal, pearl. I'm loving the microcrystals in between. They look really nice. I'm exiting at the top, so I'm going to come from the bottom, pull this up nice and tight, and I'm going to move along one microcrystal and one pearl and pick up the same again. Teresa saying, I like this. Teresa, I love this. I love these little crystals, and I got so many. I want to do a ring with it. I want to do so many different things with it, and you know, they are perfect for decorating. You know, you could do a little square stitch bracelet and decorate it on the top with the crystals, and there is so much. There is just so much you can do with them, because the hole on them is just amazing. Like sometimes when we get small beads and small crystals and small pearls, like even the 3mm pearls, they are great because they're really nice and small in size, but you can only go through maybe 2 or 3 times with the needle, and that's it. With these crystals you can go through like 5 times. The hole on them is just amazing. So I think no, I think I know there are going to be loads of projects coming up with it. So there we go, and I'm gonna go through this one and again pick it up. So microcrystal, pearl, microcrystal. I mean, you could use seed beads instead of the microcrystals, no problem. I think size 11 probably would be better. Size 8 might be a little bit big. And again, turning it, just flip it over so it's on the right. I'm trying to hold it tight at the same time. I don't want the thread to travel backwards into the beads. And come through this pearl. And then let's get this tail just wrapped around out of the way. The last segment. So microcrystal, pearl, microcrystal, pearl, microcrystal. As I'm coming out of the bottom here, I'm going to come from the top, and then we have to zip sort of the beginning and the end together. So I'm going to go all the way around. I'm going through microcrystal pearl, microcrystal pearl. I'm going to pick up a little crystal. I think this would make nice bracelets as well. A little bit chunkier, but in the summer they're just great to have a little bit bigger bracelets. So I'm going to pick up one microcrystal and one pearl, one microcrystal. And come down through this pearl. So I'm adding that last outer side. Brenda is saying size 11 would be good, but the crystals add they definitely add the sparkle. I agree with you. I think they are great. I'm coming through. I'm going to run around in the middle just to bind these crystals together. And again, this one. Have I got a knot? What happened with you, thread? Please don't knot on me, not tonight. There we go. Come on. What's going on? There we are. And then I'll catch it on the other side. Come on. Right. So, I'm gonna run around. 1, 2. I'm gonna go 2 at the same time. And 1, 2. The last 2 I need to go to. And with that, we added the second one. So I could either weave my thread to this side, and this is, the little bits are coming out of the pearl on my mat. I could either weave my thread to the other side and have a straight piece, but if I want to use this as a middle of a necklace, I kind of need to weave my thread here to this pearl because we want kind of like a V shape or a round shape. So as I'm coming out of that crystal, I can either, I'm going to go around, so I'm going to continue coming through these crystals until I get to the other side, so I can come out of the right pearl. And then we're going to add another one. I think we got enough to add another one. I think one strand will definitely make 3 flowers, if not 5, because you need 3 or 5. So as I'm coming out of here, I need to go to the next one because this is where I want to get. So I'm going to go out in this pearl. I'm going to come through this microcrystal and pearl, and I'm going to start my next flower there. And I think this is going to look great. Something like this is so, like, doesn't take you too long to make as a middle piece, but they are usually so great because it gives you like a beautiful focal point to your necklace. And from here, you might just want to make this stitching and take you maybe 20 minutes, and then you might just add chain to the back of your necklace or just a strand of beads. There we go. And again, I'm gonna turn this, come through the microcrystal and pearl. Use the center of a bracelet. Absolutely, you could. So if I wanted to use it as a bracelet, then I would probably go not adding the next flower on this pearl, but on this pearl, and keep it straight. But at the moment, I'm thinking a necklace. So I turned it and I went sort of off center. So we'll have that beautiful curve in there. So I'm coming out of the top. I'm gonna come from the bottom of this pearl, pull this up, and we're gonna have the next flower here. So I need to go through the next crystal and pearl, and pick up my crystal, pearl, crystal pattern again. And then I'm coming at the end to the top, so I'm going to come from the bottom. I'm going to weave this around. I'm going to go to crystal and pearl, and then crystal and pearl, and pick up my next segment. So crystal, pearl, crystal, the crystal is rolling away from me, pearl and crystal, and I'm going to come through here. I'm coming from the top. Well, I'm coming out of the top, so I'm going to come from the bottom. 1 2 3 4 5. We need to add one more, so I'm going to go through next crystal and pearl and pick up my final segment for this flower. So crystal. A minute ago the crystal was rolling away, and now there's two jumped on my needle at the same time. So crystal, pearl, crystal, pearl, crystal. I'm coming out of the bottom, so I'm going to come from the top, weave my thread around to close this up. There we go. Next crystal and pearl. I'm going to pick up one crystal, and then I'm going to come through this one here, and I'm going to pick up a crystal, pearl, crystal, crystal, pearl, crystal. So definitely I've got 1 2 5 there, 6 7 8 left. 6 7 8 9 10 11. We need the 11. So we can make 4 flowers, and we have a few pearlies left. So I reckon we could have this as 3 flowers for the necklace. We could have a bracelet with 1 flower on it, and still have a few pearlies to make either an earring or use it in the strand going backwards in our necklace. Just going around this middle part, just binding these crystals together. And then I'm just going to come out on the side. Although we could have 2 strands of pearls and then have more of this, and then I'm going to pop it down. I think that looks really good. I would love that as a sort of a middle of a necklace. And then I would attach, maybe we just do like 2 little triangles here on either side, so you have a focal point to it. So that one would be there. I think that looks really good. I really do love it. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. What do you think of our little flower piece? And then another one here. If I had another strand, I only got 1 strand of these pearls, but if I had another strand, I could quite easily do another flower here, and even another one further up. So we could end up like quite a big middle piece. Let me just grab this. So this one is kind of like almost 3 inches across. So I think it's a nice size to have as a middle. And I'm just going to hold this up. Have a look. Yeah, it's just going to be a nice little middle piece. But we could, if I had more pearls, we could definitely continue and add more onto the top. I think that would look really good. There's so many different things you could do with this. We could do another pattern for a bracelet. We're just having the 2 and having sort of seed beads here, and then come out and I just thought of something else. I just thought of something else. I have to try that with a different color, because it's going to run out of this one. There's only a few beads left. So what do we think of this front piece? Let me know in the chat. what do you think? What do you think of it? We could have done a little V shape as well, or equally, we could have had the other flower here. So instead of here, have the other flower here and just have like 3 flowers together in the middle. That would have looked really good as well. There's so many different patterns we could do with this. I think it's definitely worth to play with it. So let's try. Like I was saying, it's fabulous. Love it. Thank you so much. It's so nice when I get some feedback and people are saying they're loving it. It just makes me feel like, you know, what I'm doing is good and you're liking it. Right, so I would like to try it. I just had another idea, just looking at the little triangle in the middle that we could have, and we could do it with crystals actually. How many? Let me just grab another strand, and I'm gonna grab a different color and a different color crystal and have a little play with that, because I think that we could do, I might do these 2 colors together. We could have a nice little pattern with the microcrystals and the pearls together, just like kind of like just sits there, just sits in front of me. It looks really good. Right, I need a different color thread. So sort of a beigey thread for this one, a creamy color. There we go. That will be good. So I'm going to try something with this because I just had an idea of very simple, very simple pattern. And I think we've done similar ones before. Again, pretty much triangle weave. But, and I'm using color 28 of the microcrystals for this one, for this pearl. This is saying, I love this. The crystals work really well. I think the crystals worked very well. I love it too. I'm just going to take a few of these crystals and a few of these pearls. And we kind of need to work out. I think I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 crystals. Will 5 crystals be enough? Where is the open end? This is the open end. So what I want to do, I want to have these sitting together just like that, have crystals on the top just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 5 will be enough for it. So, and one at the bottom. So I'm going to start with threading my needle quickly, and I'm going to start with a pearl, crystal, pearl, and 5 crystals. Sew those together, then weave my thread to the top, and then the middle one of the 5 will be the single one at the bottom. I hope this makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Right, so I'm going to start with a pearl, crystal, actually, crystal, pearl. I'm going to pick up 5 because I want that thread right at the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, and another pearl. Let me just move these away, and I'm going to zoom back in more. Brenda's saying that's definitely a project for the lives, that flower. I love it. You never know. I might end up doing all the instructions and everything for it, and we do it for life. So I came through that very first crystal again, and all I'm going to do, I should probably go through twice to give a good base. I'm going to go through all of it. All of the 5 crystals. Then the pearl. And I want to get through the middle crystal at the top. So I'm going to keep going around until I'm coming at the 3rd crystal at the top. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to pick up 1 pearl, 5 crystals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another pearl, and then come through this crystal again. Just this single crystal here. Again, we could do this with seed beads and pull this up nice and tight. and I'm gonna go up through the pearl, and I'm gonna try to pull it as tight as I can, and into the middle crystal, the third crystal. And I'm gonna pick up one pearl. I think this is gonna look great as well. Just get rid of this. One pearl, 5 crystals, one, and very simple pattern. And sometimes simple, it can be so nice. Sometimes less is more. And another pearl. And I'm coming down, pointing down in that crystal. So I'm gonna come to that same crystal from the top, just a single crystal. But this one, what we're linking into right now, this crystal, this could be a pearl, a different pearl, or this could be a different seed bead, or like, you know, anything you really wanted to. I think this would be a really nice little delicate pattern as well to do. We could do something like this for the, so if we could link into there and just have it as going up on the side of the necklace as well. Just like a little pattern. I'm going to go through the next 3 crystals. And again, I'm going to pick up pearl, 5 crystals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the pearl, and come through that crystal again. Because of the shape of the pearls, they just looks like, I think it would work with round ones as well, but because of the shape, sort of, it just makes it looks nicer. They just sit nicer that way. And going into the third one, and again I need a few more pearlies. This is going to be quite a nice little pattern. So I'm going to pick up pearl, 5 crystals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another pearl. I'm exiting towards the top, so I'm going to come from the bottom into the same crystal, linking into there, and pull this up nice and tight. Come through the pearl and the first 3 crystals, then picking up pearl, 5 crystals, and another pearl. I'm exiting at the top, so I'm going to come from the bottom, and you just do this pattern all the way down. I think it's going to look great. We could even come back and weave things onto the top, like do all sorts of different things. Like, just because you do a base like that doesn't mean you have to leave it just like that. I think, you know, you can always dress it up afterwards and go over it. Good evening, Diane. Just playing with these beautiful pearls and the micro crystals. Again, we just can't stay away of these micro crystals. They're just so nice. She's saying that looks great. And like, look, Trish, she's just so easy, like in a very easy pattern. And sometimes a very easy pattern makes, let me just add a couple more. So it kind of like goes all the way on the top of my large wrist here. And then you'll see that I think it's going to look really great. Sometimes I love simple patterns. And we were doing a spiral staircase this morning on Totally. And spiral staircase is again one of my favorite stitches to do, and sometimes it's just so nice to do something kind of like simple and mind-numbingly easy, because you can just sit there and you can just do it. You just pattern repeat all the way down, coming through the pearl and into the first 3 crystals. Need a few more pearlies. And actually, I'm going to need a few more of these crystals as well. The crystals looks like a chevron pattern. Sharon is saying absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another pearl. I'm exiting at the top, so I'm gonna come through the same crystal from the bottom. Very delicate. Yes, Cherise, exactly, that's the word I was thinking, and I didn't come to me. Looks very delicate, but the pearls are bigger. You know, I think they're 5 by 7 mil, but still it makes it look really nice and delicate because you're only using those little crystals in between. 3, 4, 5, and another pearl. And I'm gonna come through this, and then the pearl, and I'm gonna go through the first 3 just so I'm in position to add further ones, and just stop there. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit and then just pop it on the top of my hand. I think that looks really good. Definitely would be worth it to, once we finish, and we can gonna go and try to do that, because can you see, as we were going, I can see the thread path showing here, I can see the thread path showing here, because on this side we have had 2 strands of thread going through as we were looping up, and on this side there's only 1 strand. So there is 2 ways to remedy that: to either use a 2 needle technique, so we can pull it quite tight on both sides, or once you finished we run up and down on the bracelet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and see what happens. So I'm going to continue my thread path around here, and I'm going to go back into the pearl, and what shall we do? So there is 2 ways we could do this actually, so I'm going to put it down. So can you see on this side we had 2 thread paths, so we can either just snake down on the other side pulling it tight, or what we could do, instead of going into crossing in that crystal, go through these 2 into the pearl, the 2 and to the pearl, and then maybe that way we kind of creating, let's just have a look, can I come through this? Yeah, I can. Again, we're creating an extra thread path there. It will pull the crystal slightly off the center, but then your bracelet will be less likely to twist. So I'm just going to run around on one side, and we come back on the other side, and we see how much doing this will distort the shape what we have created, because the more thread paths you're creating, it's always distorting the shape of your bracelet for one way or another. And actually, because you're working with crystals, it's quite nice to go down an extra time, because it just gives you an extra strength to your bracelet or necklace, or well, whatever you're really creating or using that little pattern for. So I'm just going to run down all the way down. I'm not pulling too tight. I'm not going into the middle bead like we went in before. I'm just running down on the side beads. So there's little things like that. When you're designing something, there's little things like that. There's always worth stopping and then re-evaluating how you can remedy, like a little thread showing, or a bead sitting a little bit wonky or anything. But you always just sort of stop and have a look. And that's why I like to make little swatches, maybe 3-4 inches of swatches, and just kind of have a look, like how they're sitting, what they look like. And sometimes I make something up and then I go ahead and do another 3 or 4 swatches, and I go back to the original idea. Sometimes that happens too. There we go. And through that pearl, I'm almost all the way down. Then I'm going to turn around and come back up on the other side, and then we'll see. But I'm going to pop it down, and we're going to have a look before I come back on the other side, that how does this look. I'm just going down, crossing over, and then we are ready to come up on the other side. So it's definitely tightened up those thread paths we were showing. So I'm going to go and run up on this side, and we see what happens. Superb design for my birthday. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I love these micro crystals. I'm just going to run up. And again, I'm not going into the middle bead. I'm just going into the 2 crystals and then turning myself and going through the pearl, then the 2 crystals again, and pearl all the way up. And I think that will counterbalance the other side. And actually, it hasn't distorted the shape at the top as well, which is great. That little curve, what we have going on with the crystals. Oh, thank you, Ruth. We're saying please press the like button. I would really appreciate it. Every like, every share, everything helps me and helps the channel out. Like the first 2 crystals and into the pearl and going all the way up on this side. There we go. And I'm almost to the top. And then we can really have a look at it. What is it going to look like? I'm just going to go into that 3rd, so completely all the way. That looks really good. Tidied all the gaps up. I think that's what we need to do. If I pop it back on my hand, can you see it's a beautiful little, zoom out a little bit for you, a beautiful little very delicate pattern, just using the pearls and the crystals. We don't need anything else. We just need a clasp on it and that's it. We don't need anything else for this. We could come and add something else on the top. Not obviously not this pearl, but something else on the top which would sit just in that gap, but we'd have to work out, would we want another pearl or would we want something different? If I just grab a 4mm pearl from here, I'm just going to grab this color red because this is in a bag and it's already cut. We could have a 3rd one sitting just underneath there. That would look good as well. We could add this on later on to the top when we're coming back or going up or going through again, or we could add it as we are doing our pattern, incorporate it into it. This could be a really nice, maybe if we did this, if we had a pearl like that, we would zoom back in for you so you can see it better. If we had a pearl like this, we could do a pattern. So crystal pearl, crystal pearl, crystal pearl, go around, and then when you come up to the top, you add the 3 crystals at the top, but then you would have to go around again and then join the next lot. So maybe then you would be going around more than once and it would tighten up automatically and you wouldn't have to do it. So what do we think? Pearls on the top? Let me just take a few, or no pearls on the top? But what would you prefer? Pearls or no pearls? That is the question tonight. Pearls on the top or no pearls on the top? It could be a larger crystal as well, of course. It doesn't have to be a pearl. But let me know. Would you prefer pearls on the top or no pearls at all and heavy? Sometimes leaving it open nice and lacy looks quite good as well. We also could have done a pattern which is like doing little bows, and then maybe they would have looked like little butterflies as well, because if I have added, and I'm just going to go ahead and add one on the top there because I'm coming out of the right bead. So if I reverse it and I pick up 2 crystals there, pick up a pearl, another crystal, and another pearl, and another 2 crystals. 1, oh, come on, rolling away, 1, 2. I'm going to come through this crystal again. I hope I can, because we've been through this crystal quite a few times. And then pull this up. This would be another side. So this could be like a little X of crystals, and then I'm gonna weave my thread to the middle here, and when I'm in the middle here, then I would pick up, I need one more pearl, a pearl then 5 crystals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another pearl, and now come through this crystal and pull this up nice and tight, and then get to the next intersection. So this could be a variation on it as well. So you could have a same little elegant pattern. Oops, sorry, I'm totally out of shot, but we could have little sections like that as well. And the next one here would be again, let's do, I've got thread left over. Let's do a couple more sections so we can properly see it, because sometimes you just have to do a little bit more before it really, the pattern really reveals itself. So again, I would be picking up 2 crystals, a pearl, 1 crystal, another pearl, and another 2 crystals, 1, 2. I'm going to come through this crystal here, pull this up, take my thread around to the next section. So I just reversed adding one of those loops. So I want to come out of this crystal, and now I'm going to pick up pearl, 5 crystals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another crystal, come through this one here and weave my thread to the middle of the 5. Next, what do we think of this? This could be another variation, and see, we only changed a tiny little bit, and already looking, zooming out, looking very different. I love this as well. And again, we could have the little pearlies regardless, an extra pearly there if you wanted to. So what do we think? I love this pattern, but I think equally this one would be just as nice on as a bracelet. Very delicate again. Need to do more of this. I'm gonna go and have a play with this this week, I promise. I really do like it. So I think it would be either or. It would be a beautiful little pattern to do. Either way. Right, my lovelies, it's 8 o'clock. I am just gonna sum up what we did. So we did a beautiful, we tried a flower without the crystals, and then we decided, no, this is not good enough. We can see the thread so much. This is not good. We need to improve on this. So we added the little micro crystals in. I think this would be a perfect little necklace piece. Even if it's like with 3 flowers or 5 flowers, I think it would look really, or even 7 flowers, it would look really good as a front piece for a necklace, depending on how big you want to make the front. I love this bracelet. I definitely want to turn this into a bracelet, because this is like so simple, but I think it looks stunning. Either that pattern or that pattern, I think would look really good as a bracelet. Even if I do this, I would still come down and I think reinforce the sides as well. So watch the space. I will be playing with these. Right, I am gonna go because we have got a table booked for tonight with my friends, and I'm gonna go out. So please do enjoy yourself this week. Keep on beading, keep on crafting. We'll be back. I will be here Friday morning with Totally, because Natalie's going down tomorrow and we will be up to no good. As you know, we will be up to no good, and we will do probably the live together on Friday, or she will do it and I'll be in the background for you. And otherwise that, I'll be back next week. I'm back on Wednesday, and then I'm back on Wednesday night. Haven't got the diary in with me. I'm not sure what we're playing with next Wednesday. But we're definitely going to play with some beautiful beads. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you so much for watching me. I really appreciate every single one of you. I love it so much. Have a beautiful evening, and I will see you